the worst one was one of the interviews for law school admittance. And I don't know what I was thinking. Well, I wasn't thinking, because prior to this interview, I had 0 interviews for 17 years, literally 17 years. So I had 0 preparation for this interview for law school. I just went into it and just tried to wing it. And, I should have learned that from the military, that you can't just wing it and expect to do well. But it was just, it was pretty bad. The interviewer actually told me that was a really bad interview. So that's how bad it was. Probably one really good one. It was a phone interview, but it was one interviewer. It was only supposed to be 45 minutes, but we ended up speaking for over an hour and a half. It just felt really good. I was able to build up rapport. I was prepared for the answers, the type of answers, because I'd done some practice and thought about the type of things I wanted to talk about. I was able to find out some of her background, and then it just was able to develop rapport. And I was actually getting to know somebody and learning things. And, it felt more like a mutual exchange of we were both benefiting from the time. One thing I did is just research and, try to get some of the general facts about the organization. You can do things like look up past litigation or briefs that the interviewers have done and at least get a sense of what they do. So get that general overview, and then think of how am I specifically going to fit into this culture. What it also does by doing this research is develop questions. So not everything's going to be on the internet, but you can develop questions that show you actually care about the division. There's so many tools. I really love the tool that was shared of the interview stream of practice, and there's just tons of questions. You can use Google as well, like what are some common interview questions, and I think it just helps you get comfortable with yourself. The key is doing that ahead of time. Put yourself in their perspective from the interviewers and just think, what would I be looking for? And then that will help guide your preparation. Try to learn from the experience, even if it goes bad. It should be exciting. And then most important is just to move on. Like once the interview happens, just don't dwell on it. I mean, take the lessons and get better, but we're always our own worst critics. And maybe you thought the interview was bad, but maybe it was from the other side, it was good. So just move on. Don't worry about it, because there's so many more interviews out there to get ready for.